Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Here I come with my new video today, and in this video I am going to start a new chapter called circles. I think you all are familiar with this term circle, right? In your previous standards there were various properties related to circles. There were various theorems in circles, right? So today in this class we are going to deal with one of the properties of circle, which is tangent property. So in this video we are mainly concerned with tangent properties of the circle, because all the other properties you have already know in your from your previous standard. Okay, so see, here we have three figures. Okay, see, here we have three figures: figure 1, figure 2, figure 3. And what are they indicating? So let us suppose that, let us consider a circle and the line PQ. Here we have one circle and the line PQ. Okay, so there can be three possibilities given in the figure below. And what are the possibilities? That this line may lie outside the circle, that line PQ may cut the circle in two distinct points, and that line PQ may touch the circle at the point A. So what we have understood with this figure? In the figure 1 we say PQ is a non-intersecting line with respect to the circle, because they are not that line is not intersecting the circle. In the second figure, see, the line PQ is intersecting the circle at two distinct points, right? In such case, that line PQ has a particular name, and what we call it? We call it secant. What we call? When a line intersects a circle or any curve at two distinct points, that line is known as secant. Understood? Now if the same secant coincides at a point, it means what I mean, it means if this A and this B coincide at a particular point, if they both coincides at a point, then what will happen? This secant will become like this, and in that case, when A and B coincide each other, suppose they coincide each other at a point A, so in that case this line will not intersect the circle, that line will touch the circle. So in that case we call that line as tangent. So in other words, what is tangent to a curve? Tangent is a straight line which touches a curve at a particular point. So what we have in figure number 10.3, there is only one point A which is common to the line PQ and the circle. In this case, this line is called tangent to the circle. Common point A means, see, here we have two common points between PQ and circle, and two common points are point A and point B. But in case of tangent, there is only one common point between the line and the circle, right? And that common point is A. So when there are two common points between the line and the curve, that line is known as secant. When there is no common point between the lines, between the line and the curve, here the curve is circle, so between the line and the circle, if there is no common point, in that case we call that line as non-intersecting line. But if there is only one common point between the line and the circle, in that case the line is called tangent to the circle. Now see, here what I have written: tangent to a circle. You can see I have drawn a circle with center O, and this line is a circle, is a tangent. Okay, that line is a tangent at the point P. That means the line, this line touches the curve, this line touches the curve at the point P. Now from that point P, if I draw a radius like this, that radius is known as normal. What we call it? We call it normal. See what I have written within the bracket. Line containing the radius through the point of contact. This point P at which tangent is drawn to the circle, that point is known as point of contact. So the line containing the radius through the point of contact is known as normal. Okay. So what I have written few points here. What is the first point? The tangent to a circle is a special case of the secant. It is a special case of secant. And what that special case we have? That when two ends of its, that is A and B, right, according to the figure number 2. When two ends of its corresponding chord coincides. AB is the chord, right? So when that two ends coincides, in that case what happened? Then there is only one common point between the line and the circle. Okay, and that line is known as tangent. What do we have? Point number 2. What we have in point number 2? The point P at which the tangent touches the circle is called point of contact. Here P is the point of contact. So it is clear, I think, what is point of contact. Now there is only one tangent at a point of a circle. So we can draw only one tangent. If I ask you how many tangents can be drawn from the point P, only one tangent is possible, right? So from a particular point, from the particular point, only one tangent can be drawn. But from an external point, if that point P is lying outside the circle, see this figure, point P is here. So two tangents can be drawn to the circle, PA and PB. But what will happen if this point P lies inside the circle? If point P lies inside the circle, then there will be no tangent. No tangent can be possible. If a point lies inside the circle, and from that point there is no possibility to draw a tangent. So if a point lies outside the circle, two tangents can be drawn. If a point lies on the circle, suppose here is point P, so when the point lies on the circle, then one tangent can be drawn. But if a point lies inside the circle, no tangent can be drawn. A circle can have two parallel tangent at most. You have drawn one tangent, and if you want to draw another tangent parallel to that tangent, so you can draw only one tangent parallel to that one. See the figure. Suppose here we have one tangent. Suppose this tangent is tangent L. Now you want to draw a tangent parallel to tangent L. So in that case only one tangent can be possible. You might be thinking, sir, we can draw a tangent like this also. Number 1, 2. We can draw a tangent like this also. Then here we have 4 tangents. No, 2 tangents are parallel to each other. These 2 tangents, the red one, they are parallel to each other, and these 2 tangents are parallel to each other. So in that case, we can say, if you are saying 2 tangents, how many tangents are parallel? Their answer should be 2 tangents are parallel, right? Here we have one tangent. Suppose this tangent is tangent L. So if I ask you, draw a tangent which is parallel to tangent L, so you will draw like this. This line is a tangent, but it is not parallel to L. You will draw like this. That line is a tangent, but it is not parallel to L. So you will draw like this, and you can say, yes sir, this line is parallel to the tangent, this tangent, that tangent is parallel to the tangent L. So how many tangents we can draw parallel to each other to a circle? So we can say 2 parallel tangents at most can be possible in case of circle. So based on this, whatever I taught you, here we have one theorem, theorem number 1. And what this theorem says, a tangent at any point of a circle, a tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact, is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. So in this theorem, what we are required to prove, we are required to prove that the tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular. Tangent is perpendicular. Perpendicular to which? Perpendicular to what? Perpendicular to the radius. Which radius? There are plenties, infinite number of radius in a circle. So perpendicular to that radius which is made through the point of contact. So see, here we have one figure. I have drawn one figure, and in this figure we have a circle with center O and a tangent L. See, a tangent L is there at the point P of a circle. That tangent touches the circle at the point P. So what? So through the point P, through the point of contact, what is the radius? I think O to P is the radius. So what we are required to prove, according to this theorem, we are required to prove that OP is perpendicular to the tangent L. This is what we are required to prove. So for that, we are going to take help from construction. So in construction, what we have, take a point Q. See, a point Q is taken, and that point Q is taken which is other than P. It is not P, na? P is here. So take a point Q other than P, and where it is taken on line L, and join OQ. Now since Q is a point, now come to proof. Since Q is a point on the tangent L other than the point of contact P, so Q must lies outside the circle. So Q lies outside the circle because this point Q is taken on the tangent, and that point Q is different than the point of contact P. So where it will lie? See, I have given the reason, because every point on the tangent to a circle other than P lies outside the circle. So if I take any point, here I have taken Q. So if I take any point other than P, right? Why other than P? Because P is a point which is lying on the circle and the tangent. The point P is not lying outside the circle. It is lying on the circle and on the tangent as well. So if I take any point other than P, suppose if I take a point here, so where it will lie? It will lie outside the circle. So right. So point other than P on the tangent L will lie outside the circle. Okay, it will lie outside the circle. Now after joining OQ, let OQ intersect the circle at R. OQ intersect the circle at R. So let OQ intersect the circle at R. Now see the figure properly. Now in place of OQ, can we write OQ is equals to OR plus RQ? Can we write this? So now OQ is equals to OR plus RQ. So can we say OQ is greater than OR? Because after adding RQ we are getting OQ. So we can say OQ is greater than OR. Now in place of OR, can we write OP? Because OR and OP are the radii of the same circle. So in place of OR we can write OP. Why? I have written the Reason, OP is equals to OR is equals to OP is equals to radius of the circle. So we can say OQ is greater than OP, which implies OP is less than OQ. What do you mean by this? It means thus OP is the shorter, OP is shorter than any other line segment joining O to any point on any point of L. That means if I take any point on L, we have taken Q here. If I take any point on L, OP must be the least distance. OP must be the least distance than any other line segment joining the center O and the point on L, or any point on the tangent L other than the point P. So we can say that is OP is the shortest distance between the point P and the line L, that is tangent. So the shortest distance from a point to a line, that shorter distance is known as perpendicular distance. We all know that perpendicular distance is the shortest distance between the point and the line. So what we have, but the shortest distance from a point and a line is the perpendicular distance from the point to the line. Hence we can say OP is perpendicular to L. So I do hope that you have understood this theorem. So based on this, we have one exercise 10.1, and in this exercise what we have here, we have objective type questions, and I think you will be able to solve this exercise by your own. You can see what is the first question. How many tangents can a circle have? So if we have a circle, right, if there is only one point lying on the circle, so we can say one tangent is possible through that point, right? So but randomly if I say how many tangents can be drawn, so you can say infinite number of tangents can be drawn. On a circle, how many tangents can be drawn? You can draw infinite number of tangents, right? In number 2, what we have fill in the blanks. A tangent to a circle intersect it in how many points? So if we have a circle, and on this circle we have a line which we call it a tangent. So our tangent touches the circle at how many points? I think at one point, no? So the answer will be 1. A line intersecting a circle in 2 points, that line is known as secant, right? A circle can have how many parallel tangents at most? I have written there 2. The common point of a tangent to a circle, and the circle. So if we draw a tangent to a circle, so there is a common point which lies on the tangent and on the circle. That common point is known as, what do we call it? We call it, I think, point of contact. Right? And I have given you one theorem. Based on that theorem, you can solve question number 3. Because if you see this figure, you can see here we have one right angle triangle, because it is already proved that OP is perpendicular on L. So this one is a right angle triangle. So if in this triangle we know what is PQ, what is OR, we can find OP. If any two is given, so we can find the other one. So I think you have understood whatever I taught today. So in the next video, we will solve exercise 10.2. Okay. So your task is to do these sums 1 to 4, because here though right now I have just explained. So you have all the things about tangent, and we have done right now one theorem. Okay. So in the next video again we will discuss about few theorems related to tangent property of circle, and based on that we will do one exercise 10.2. Thank you for watching.